Olivia Mabel was living in a farmhouse of 12.77 acres of property in a small town of Celina, Texas, with her husband Travis and their son Aiden. They seemed like a pretty normal family, just living their lives on this ranch out in the countryside. Apparently, the Mabel family moved back in the 90s from the busy city to this small town in Texas in order to live their lives peacefully surrounded by nature. Olivia was a stay-at-home mother, really close to Aiden. From what I gathered, she was the kind of mum who doted on her kid all the time. Travis was working, providing for the family. Everything seemed pretty much perfect for them until tragedy struck in 1990. In 1990, young Aiden, who was just 7 years old at the time, was found dead. He had somehow drowned in the pond on their property. This completely shattered Olivia. She was beyond devastated, and it said that she just couldn't cope with the loss. After Aiden's death, Olivia started to withdraw from everyone. She cut off contact with friends and family, which eventually led to a divorce in early 1991. Travis remarried and moved to New England, leaving Olivia all alone in their house. Over the next few years, Olivia isolated herself more and more. She stopped taking care of the house. It seemed like she was stuck in a time loop, trying to hold on to her memories of Aiden. People who knew her said she never really came to terms with his death and just retreated into her own world. Olivia just disappeared from the community. She stopped talking to friends, stopped going out. She became a complete recluse. People in the town would occasionally see her, but she was always alone and seemed distant. Her once well-kept home started to look abandoned. The lawn grew wild, and the house began to fall into disrepair. It's like Olivia was stuck in this time capsule, unable to move on from the day Aiden died. She spent most of her time in the house, which only added to the mystery when everything came to light later on, and Olivia was last seen in September 1991. On February 27, 1994, the police of Celina, Texas received a silent 911 call. The inspector who received the call at first thought of it as a prank call since no sound was coming from the other side, so the cop disconnected. The phone rang the second time. It kept on ringing till the cop was really annoyed as no one was saying anything from the other side. There was just this eerie silence. The cop reported the matter to the head, who suggested tracing the number, doubting this might be a kidnapping case or something. Now this is super weird because usually with silent calls they trace them and find nothing. But this one led them straight to Olivia's house, and when they arrived, they found the house in a really strange state. It was run down and unkempt, like nobody had lived there for ages. So they had to break in as no one was answering the door. What they found inside was incredibly disturbing. The house was messy from the inside. There was a thick layer of dust in the chairs and table. The doors seemed untouched for years. Yet there was this small room after entering which they couldn't believe in their eyes. The room was strangely neatly arranged. Everything was in the right place. There were toys, drawings, and some clothes of a young boy that belonged to none other than young Aiden. The officers looked all around the room, flashing the little torch they had, and eventually they discovered Olivia's body, dressed in a nightgown and slippers in her son's immaculately kept bedroom, sitting in a rocking chair in front of a shrine dedicated to Aiden and clutching a stick figure doll. They believed that the constant concentration, thoughts and effigies focused on her son may have created a tulpa version of him. A tulpa is a thought form or materialized being that is created through intense concentration and spiritual practice. It is a concept that originated in Tibetan Buddhism and is also found in later traditions of mysticism and the paranormal. What is most disturbing about that is, if true, it is the first case where a tulpa is believed to have killed its creator. But here's the kicker. The police said she had been dead for a long time, like months. But what really blew everyone's minds was that they found a piece of paper with strange symbols and a message that seemed like it was written to Aiden. It said, "My Aiden, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I should have never let it get like this. I'm leaving. I will not let you keep me, you vile, evil creature. Mummy's coming for you, Aiden. My sweet Aiden. Mummy loves you." The note was dated the same day the police found her, 27th of February 1994, which didn't make any sense because of how long she'd been dead. There are some other strange facts about this case that make it even more puzzling. For one, neighbors reported seeing lights in the house and hearing noises, even when Olivia was supposedly dead. Some people even claimed they saw Olivia around town, but that doesn't add up with the state her body was found in. Another weird detail is about the silent 911 call. How did that call get made? Olivia's phone line was dead, and there was no way she could have made that call herself if she had been dead for months. It's one of those details that just doesn't fit. And then there's the shrine itself. Some people think Olivia was trying to contact Aiden through some kind of ritual or spiritual practice. The symbols on the paper they found with her body were really strange, and some believe they were part of some sort of attempt to reach out to her son. But that's never been confirmed. After the news broke about Olivia's death, the community was in shock. People couldn't believe what had happened. Some thought that Olivia had lost her mind after Aiden's death and that the shrine was just her way of coping. Others were convinced that something more supernatural was at play. One of the strangest aspects was how Olivia seemed to maintain some sort of presence in the town even after she was dead. People swore they saw her at the grocery store, walking down the street, or even just staring out of her window. These sightings happened months after she supposedly died. It's like her grief and her longing for Aiden was so strong that they left an imprint on the town. There were also whispers about the symbols found in the shrine. Some folks speculated that Olivia had turned to occult practices in her grief, trying to bring Aiden back or communicate with him from beyond the grave. The symbols on the note and the overall setup of the shrine led some to believe she was attempting some kind of ritual. But without any solid evidence, these remain just theories. The police investigation didn't turn up much. They confirmed that Olivia had been dead for months before they found her. But they couldn't explain the fresh date on the note or the 911 call. The case was eventually closed without any clear answers, leaving it open to speculation and mystery. Some investigators thought maybe Olivia had written the note before she died, and it just got overlooked. But that doesn't explain the 911 call. Others thought maybe someone else was involved, but there was no evidence of anyone else being in the house. It's just one of those cases where the more you look into it, the less sense it makes. For me, this story is a haunting reminder of how powerful grief can be. Olivia was a mother who lost her child and never found a way to cope with that loss. Her isolation and the mysterious circumstances of her death show how deeply she was affected. It's a tragic story that really makes you think about the lengths people might go to when they're in pain and searching for answers. So that's the story of Olivia Mabel. It's a sad and mysterious tale that leaves a lot of questions unanswered. What really happened in that house? How did that note get there? And what was going on with all those strange sightings and noises? It's one of those stories that just sticks with you and makes you wonder. Thanks for watching. And if you have any theories or thoughts about this case, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories. See you next time.